don't talk about it. That's what my mom used to say to me, and I never questioned it. I never spoke about it. You see, I knew she was Native American, but I grew up in a white middle-class neighborhood. All of my friends looked just like me, and I never questioned whether I belonged. Then one day in school, I got the assignment to write my autobiography. I started with the sentence, "I am Swedish and Native American." And all of a sudden, I realized I could no longer not talk about it. In fact, not talking about it was creating more problems than it solved. This not talking about it thing was true in my childhood, and it's true in your organizations. How many of you are not talking about it because you're afraid or even ashamed, like my mom was? How many of you are not talking about it because to do so might mean that you're not politically correct and could say something that might cost you your job? Diversity and inclusion programs have been around for years, but we still don't get it. I'm Susan McCuistion, and I help companies decrease stress and conflict so they can create more inclusive and innovative workplaces. D&I isn't just your typical HR stuff. Did you know that problems with communication, lack of innovation, and maybe even the trouble you're having with that merger might be D&I problems in disguise? I guarantee I can connect diversity and inclusion to every single business problem that you have. But what you choose to do about it can make or break your organization. I've been doing diversity and inclusion work for about 25 years now. I've worked globally, and I've worked with a lot of Fortune 500 organizations. One of the things that drives me nuts about my line of business is that we use diversity as a code word. We say we want more diverse employees. Do I look diverse to you? What the heck does that mean anyway? All it does is create the impression that there are people who are diverse and people who are not diverse, and as soon as we've done that, we've created in-groups and out-groups and eliminated any chance of creating an inclusive environment. I approach inclusive leadership through the lens of compassion. Compassion isn't soft. It's a skill that we can learn, and it really has hard science to back it up. That's one of my favorite things about it. Think back to the last time you had a really big conflict and you tried to convince somebody using facts alone. How'd that go for you? That's because once we are in conflict, we cannot convince each other using only our brains. We have to connect at the heart. Today I'm going to talk about 3 steps: comprehension, connection, and compassion that can bring us back to that heart space so we can take appropriate action. I work with leaders and managers in large organizations as well as owners of medium-sized businesses. Anybody who wants to learn how to connect people together in more meaningful ways can benefit from my work. Let me let you in on a little secret. People don't like to talk about diversity and inclusion because we use it to insult each other. You're biased. Yeah, you over there, you're biased. Guess what? Good news, you're not the only one. We are all biased. Get over it. We can't fix bias, but we can manage it. And when you do, you are going to hire the best employees, create the most innovative teams, and improve your bottom line.
Susan is really empathetic, and when she speaks, you just really connect with her and is really taking a unique problem and has a really great solution for it.
I thought Susan's whole approach to inclusive leadership was fascinating. I hadn't heard that type of approach or that context. I hadn't come across that perspective before, and her experience combined with her insights is extremely interesting.
I love Susan's energy. I appreciate that this topic is so hard. She's making it open for everyone.
Susan really gets you thinking about diversity in a completely different way. I would totally recommend her talk.
When we connect at the heart and when we connect with compassion, we can actually decrease turnover, increase engagement, and create more innovative teams. And when we've got more innovative teams, we have better solutions and products for our clients. We spend so much time fighting against things that we can be left feeling overloaded and exhausted. But when we feel threatened to our very core, what alternative do we have? Try standing for instead. It's a subtle but powerful shift. Instead of fighting against hate, why not stand for love? Feel the difference? Instead of fighting against discrimination, why not stand for equity? Where we focus our attention matters, and the positive feelings generated by standing for are more beneficial for our overall health than the negative ones generated by fighting against. And when we're healthy, our organizations thrive.